Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. Codeberry's here today, so we're just having a look at COIN, so coin. So we're looking at the Coinbase stock. So they had an IPO in April. So basically it has been just falling from its IPO. So I guess the high here was like 429.54, so I think we're more than half, or almost more than half, down from its initial public offering. So there's no data on the monthly, of course, because it just got listed. So I don't think there's any other ticker symbols that'll show anything. There's only one here. It's on the Nasdaq. It's a stock. It's not like it's on a crypto exchange, so there's just one ticker symbol for it. So there's no data on the monthly. We'll go to actually there is just the moving average 2. Exponential moving average 2, it's at 270. So on the weekly, same thing. There's nothing really here except the shorter time frame indicator, the red one. It is oversold, but it's hard to say. It could be doing this for a while. So there's nothing. There's a little bit to go on. Like this is still over. It's the dailies are on the daily chart now. Each candle's 1 day. So there is a little bit of room here, as we can see. The yellow line, which is the RSI, it's oversold. It's oversold. There's nothing on the weekly or the monthly. So we might be coming to support here, but it's not for sure, right? This could keep falling for a while until we at least start to see something on the weekly, even on the monthly. Like we haven't had any green months close yet, so you want to look for a green month close. It's kind of uncertain what's going to happen here as far as cryptocurrencies. You can refer to the previous videos because I won't have time to go all over those today. We'll do an update video sometime this week, but not today. But we discussed excuse me, we discussed Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. So we'll be continuing to discuss those sometimes this week. Currently there is bearish momentum starting, and there could be long-term, actually very long-term, bearish momentum. So very long-term bearish momentum could be starting, for at least a year or two. So we'll just look at the shorter time frame. So if anyone's trying to day trade this, we might see a little bit of a retracement here. Maybe up there to like 274. That's kind of where that the EMA2 was at 270. So we might get a little bit of a bite of day trade here. As you can see before it came down and it came back to that. So the other line, the white line here, that's an EMA 9. So we might get a retrace to there, or possibly to there, for a continued momentum to the downside. There's no bullish momentum, as you can see for here. It's just starting to turn bear. I guess we're just starting to get data on here. It doesn't want to turn on. It doesn't want to turn yet. So you can see there's a lot of bearish volume here. There's no bullish volume. So looks like this was a huge short target, or just people just wanted to sell for some reason. There is some room to maybe get a little bit of a day trade here, as we're saying. It is risky though, so I wouldn't advise doing it. If you wanted to, it's pretty risky if you don't know the long-term trend. Like it could just dump, right? But again, there is some room to go for a little bit of a day trade possibly. But I wouldn't count on it. Perhaps you might see something. The shorter time frame indicators we're on the 2 hour now, so they all are overbought, but you know, we could see a continued decline, maybe a spike up here, close in neutral, not neutral, but below neutral around here, and then a continued momentum down. We haven't seen anything really for sure yet. You know, it's come down. See, look, it was oversold here at 300, and it's still oversold, and it's still going down. So you know, there's nothing's, especially on the shorter time frames. It's, you know, it's pretty much gambling if you're going just on those time frames. That's what we've discussed before. Like, some people are trying to trade the 1 minute and wonder why it's going down, right? So there's nothing to really be seen here. Like, look at all that dump, and you know, it probably tried to get bought up, but it just continued down. So you do have to be careful on those shorter time frames. That's why I always look at the 1 month and the 1 week. There is a little bit of divergence here, as we said, just a little bit though. We don't know how long it's going to last, especially on the shorter time frames. So we got the signal line closing up, price closing lower, but then we starting to see some bearish divergence here as the line closed lower slightly. There's a negative infinity slope there. You know, that could start going pink, right? If this was to continue down. So that's why I'm saying just off the 15, it's not good to go just off the 15. You definitely want to start at the 1 month or even at the 1 year if you have access to that. But usually 1 month is pretty good. But again, you know, we have nothing here, so it is risky. There's no green close. Whoops, I don't know why that's doing that. Okay, so we don't have any no green closes yet on the monthly. For the weekly, nothing yet, right? Not even any weekly closes to get started on. If you wanted to maybe start a position. On the daily, we've had 2 green days, so 3 green days, and how many candles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 3 days were green out of 17, right? So the percentage of that is obviously not bullish at all. Not saying just go off, just count the days in. If it's more green days, then buy. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying right now that's just one signal that there's a lot of there's a lot of bearish momentum, right? So there's nothing to go off for sure. So this still could continue down until we see a weekly close, perhaps, and a monthly close. That's the problem with IPOs. They just get listed. There's no data. Maybe some people want to go short until it finds support, right? Have we found support yet? Nothing really. I'll show you an example of another stock called Eden. It just got listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange. Not in April, it got listed in January. It's a cannabis company. They have dispensaries and growing operations across Canada and the US. They're a brand new well, they're not a new company, but they're one of the oldest dispensaries in Vancouver. I live in Vancouver. They're very well known. They're one of the oldest dispensaries in Vancouver back when it was like medical cannabis, whatever, in the 90s or earlier than that, even 80s. Not sure exactly how old they are, but I know they're one of the oldest dispensaries. Anyways, you can see here that there's a green close, there's a doji. So we had the same idea, it got listed, some sell pressure, sell pressure, sell pressure. Then we got a green close here. So we have a green close, a doji, and we have a green month starting. So, you know, we may have found support here. There's slightly something on there. Some of the shorter time frame indicators on the monthly, they're at 0. So that could be now that we have support here, or you know, at least we have a green month close, some green volume coming in, that maybe we could have a yearly candle next close green, right? So if these are at 0, they've closed at 0. And the weekly, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks weekly close green. At least we have some support after the first green close, perhaps. No, well, not the first one here. Maybe perhaps here, and now we got this third one. But we never had the monthly close. So just an example of another IPO that's recent that we've had more support. We have the RSI denoted in the yellow line. It's starting to show here. It's not, of course, it's not overbought yet at all. We've had the shorter time period indicators, the blue line and the red line, starting to retrace for maybe some more action to the upside. And as far as the daily goes, we have had a divergence here, right? Bullish divergence to positive infinity. So we got slightly decreasing price, very fractional, not too much, and we got the RSI moving up. So that's a good sign because we have some bullish momentum. So we have some bullish momentum starting here, perhaps, right? Got the crossover, the bars going green from red. Same thing here. We got the inflection. We got the slope turning up. So we have the slope turning up. We haven't crossed yet. Is there room up here? Is there room up here? Yes, there is. So how does that compare to coin? Just because they were similar IPOs, one's about 4 months ahead of the other one. So we have the daily RSI. There's no divergence here, right? So the price could continue down, correct? And the RSI could start moving up. Then, is there support building here? Possibly. Could that take a while to happen? Yes, it could. Could even go? This is a cryptocurrency, right? So it could all depend on the cryptocurrency. So that's the problem when you're looking at this. It's basically like an ETF of all the cryptocurrencies. So you definitely have to check out the main ones for sure, right? And after that, after you kind of know where those are going, that's when you want to make a decision. Okay, well, should I buy the Coinbase stock, which contains of all the the cryptocurrencies? Well, on the weekly, we have the shorter time period indicator. It is oversold. Is there anything to the top? I mean, is there room to the top? Yes, but as we said, could we see some divergence before that occurs? So continuing lower price, and then while the RSI increases, then maybe could there be some support forming? That's what we're talking about, right? We haven't had any weekly close green. We've had 3 days close green, but no weekly candle, no weeks have closed green, and no months have closed green. So I think the overall decision here is to wait, as there could be some more momentum to the downside occurring, especially with the cryptocurrencies getting into a overbought position on the higher time frames. We could be heading into a longer new bear market for a while, right? When things go really high up for a long time, there has to be some profit taking. There has to be some, people want to use their money that they made. They want to maybe move their money around into different assets. If the cryptocurrency market is going to be declining for a while, maybe they want to put some somewhere else, maybe into the dollar, into US equity, stuff like that. Maybe, into the others, like the normal stock sectors. Perhaps they want to put their money into cannabis, maybe health, like healthcare, something like that. We're not going to go into ETFs, but it's just an example. Health care, in like healthcare, maybe it's high too. So I'm just an example where people might want to put their money. But again, just see the previous videos for the cryptocurrency analysis for the analysis on cryptocurrencies, and we'll be doing a new video soon. Probably an update on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin, possibly the cannabis sector in Eden, and then we'll maybe doing some other reviews. So I'll see you guys next time, and take care.